In this year, leading up to America's 250th birthday, KCTV5 is committed to telling the stories of the people and places that shape the history of our region.
In this week's We the People, KCTV5 photojournalist Riley Malloy takes us to the National Museum of Toys and Miniatures, where tiny worlds tell big stories.
Our friendship with Barbara Marshall really started the idea for a museum because both Barbara and my mom had extensive collections.
Barbara Hall Marshall was our miniature collector, and Mary Harris Francis was the collector of toys. As they grew up, they became friends, found that they had similar collecting interests, similar but different. There aren't very many museums that have miniatures, and there aren't very many museums that have just toys, but combining the two things makes a big difference.
All of our objects invite us to engage with all kinds of stories. This is a place for storytelling.
This is one great story that we tell here at the museum, Mabel Dixon's teddy bear. Mabel went to live with her grandparents after her mother died, and she talked about how the teddy bear was a source of comfort. So when you look at the teddy bear, you can actually see that his nose is a little bit worn. Mabel said when she would get angry, she would sometimes punch her teddy bear in the nose. So there's a story that actually we can connect to the object and understand more about the object.
A lot of people come for the toys, but people end up staying for the fine scale miniatures, which are these incredible artworks. Many of them are made 1/12 scale, so 1 inch equals 12 inches in their inspiration piece, and they are inspired by things that the artists actually see in real life.
Dennis Hillman has been making miniatures of the original pieces for 14 years, and this is his latest creation.
These are not things that you can view from a great distance. I mean, you do when you come in and see a 17.5-foot long piece, but what these do is they really pull you in. You want to interact with them closely, and you're rewarded. The closer you look at the object, the longer you look at the object, the more you see, the more you notice, and the more you notice that the artists were so attentive to every single fine detail of that piece. They want you to come back again and again.
The miniatures actually look at several centuries of history and allow you to be able to travel the world while being in one museum. Well, toys are part of the material culture of our society, and so they tell us a lot about the history. We can include individual stories that help the objects come alive for our visitors. When people come to the museum, they think they know everything about toys, and so sometimes I think they're surprised at what you can learn from toys.